grit beats talent every single time. Introducing the new BFGoodrich all-terrain KO3 tire. Legendary toughness made tougher. BFGoodrich, what are you building for?
Hey, welcome to Fishgistics Score Baja 500 preview show. We are stoked to be bringing you the official course map via Google Earth GPS. I will be looking at tonight. My name is Cameron Steele. I am going to be one of your hosts alongside my good buddy, Fish, Austin Farner. Fish, what's going on, buddy? How's things?
Good. Getting excited for the Baja 500. It's actually one of my favorite race of the year. Actually, it's good time of the year. The course is usually fun, and it's a good one. It looks like a good course this year too.
It definitely looks like it's going to be exciting. We'll introduce our guests really quick. Of course, the kingpin from Score International, the boss man himself, Jose G. Welcome, Jose G, to Fishgistics once again as we preview the Baja 500.
Hope he's muted still.
Mute, unmute.
You got to unmute yourself, Jose.
Oh, he's got to do it on the camera.
There he is.
Okay, you didn't. Okay, sorry for that. Well, like always, it's a pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you. And then, of course, from the BFGoodrich secret lab, hiding out with just provided course files, the ever-present Superman, Nate Hunt. Welcome, Nate Hunt. Stoked to have you, buddy.
Hey, thanks. My first official Fishgistics course preview show as a BFGoodrich employee. Worked for Jackson for all those years and now officially on the BFG team. So yeah, got the courses all updated and we're ready to rock. Let's go.
Right on. We're going to get with the schedule. But first of all, let us state this is, of course, opinion-based. You need to do all your own research and make sure you're doing and making right decisions for you and your team. Safety is always job number one. We'll give you our opinions, thoughts, and comments. Remember, it's not always 100% accurate, but we're trying our best to give you good information that you can build on. So again, it's all opinion-based. Have fun with it and do your own research. Let's get started, you guys, with talking about the schedule of events and what's going on. We came off of a San Felipe 250. I had a great time there. I'm sure everybody else did. I'd love to go over what's going on. Fish, you have the schedule happening right here in front of us. Check you out. You're so efficient.
Yeah, look at that. The next thing on the schedule is, of course, tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the GPS file. So the GPS file you guys are going to see first here tonight. It will be released to you tomorrow. On the schedule here, it's at 6 p.m. is when it's scheduled to be posted. So that's the next thing that's going to happen. And then on Friday, May 23rd, is the last day to register online. So you want to make sure to get registered online before Friday for the race, because that's the last day you're going to be able to do it online. So those are the next big two days on the schedule here.
Copy that. And you can always find all the information at score-international.com. And you can check in on your news source with Fishgistics. Jose G, it looks like you guys have put together what I would call basically a normal schedule, so to speak.
Yeah, we didn't throw any curveballs. It's we try to do all. If it works, we keep it like that. And yeah, there's no changes on the schedule. Same qualifying day, same online registration, closing times. I mean, pretty much everything is always like the same.
Yeah, just to touch on it real quick, qualifying's on Thursday for everybody. It will be live streamed, so you can go to the Score International YouTube. I will be doing the commentary there with Nick Eisenhower again on Thursday. So Thursday, that'll be going on. Friday, Tech and Contingency, as always, will be going on. That will be live streamed as well. And then Saturday, you're going to have the race start. It's 461 miles this year. You have 18 hours to finish it in. So that's an important number. You guys always got to remember that. 18 hours. You have until that's up to finish the race. The bikes are going to start at, let's see, it looks like 4 a.m. Is that right, Jose G? The bright and early, 4 a.m.
Yeah, I think we have like a 3 a.m. start, like an official start.
Oh, down in town, correct. Yeah. So 3 a.m. is the ceremonial. Staging begins there, and then at 4 we'll be at Rancho Nelson, and then there's a gap, so 5.5 hour time gap. That's good. That gives the bikes a lot of time to get going and get out of the way, hopefully, of most of the vehicles, the big vehicles. The The trucks are going to stage at 8:15, and then the honor guard will be at 8:30, and then the ceremonial start at the ramp in Ensenada will be at 9:15. Then they transfer out to Rancho Nelson, and the time start will be at 10. I did have one question that got submitted, Jose. Are people allowed to refuel the vehicles between the ceremonial start and the time start at Rancho Nelson?
Yes, definitely.
Is there any special thing they have to do?
Do it outside of Rancho Nelson. Once we're staging you inside Nelson Ranch, then that's when you can't fuel.
Okay, so like on the highway on the way out there, pull off at one of the dirt turn-offs somewhere and top off there if you need to.
Yeah, you have plenty of time to get there.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that was one of the questions that we had, and I think that that answers it. So there we go. I think that's pretty much the schedule of events.
And the pre-running Jose G is going to open when?
It opens this Saturday. That's why we're out here marking the course and making problems for Senor Nate and Christine, because usually it happens. He knows it. Christine knows it, that we start marking and there's changes. So Nate, as soon as he sent the files, it's like, Nate, hold on. We have, and then we have another, and then we have another, but we got it. We still have one full day to go, but hopefully no changes.
Yeah, all good. Right on. Though, one other thing I had on the schedule here, for those of you getting your VP fuel down at the race, you can pick it up next week or the week of the race on Wednesday and Thursday. They'll be open 2 to 6 on Wednesday and then 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday. Jose G, what's the best way to describe where they pick up the VP fuel at that location? That's just south of town.
Yeah, it'll actually be at Nelson Ranch also.
Okay, so you can do either one then? Okay.
Yeah. This year, the authorities didn't want any like massive fuel dispersal in town. So, I mean, what better place to do it than it's a little bit far from town, but it's safe and a good road down there with trailers or whatever. You can just go get it at Nelson Ranch.
Okay, perfect. Well, there you go. There's an update on your VP fuel pickup. So.
And then BFG pit exchange, if we can do that real quick since we're on that. So we have that Thursday at Estero Beach. You can drop off supplies, pit supplies at Estero Beach starting, I think, at 8:30 or 9 o'clock maybe on Thursday. And then we have our pit meeting at 4 p.m. at Estero Beach. So anybody that's registered with BFG Pits is encouraged to come on by.
Perfect. Right on. And cool that BFGoodrich is supporting the racers with pits that run their products, of course. And great of you guys always to be so on point with the GPS, the routing, the mapping, and getting out there and doing it. Jose G, it looks like you've been out in the sun a little bit, my friend.
Yeah. Yesterday was super hot. Today we were freezing. It was yesterday we were on the mountains, like over on Mike's, and today we started in the coast and it was just freezing. So
yeah.
From the sun or from frost or I don't know, but it is what it is.
It's Baja, so what everybody needs to know is if it's summer, bring a jacket. If it's winter, bring some trunks, because you just really never know what Baja's going to throw at you. She makes the ultimate decision on the races, on the weather, and all of the above. So, yeah, a lot of people get to the coast and they think, oh, yeah, it's going to be beautiful. And then you're like, oh, it's freezing. And you get up to altitude by Mike's and the sun is just beating. So definitely an adventure every time you enter into the Baja Peninsula.
Yes, it is. One other question real quick, Jose. Qualifying time, is it at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m.? Because at San Felipe it was at 8 and now it says 7 a.m.
We're definitely gonna send the information out, but it's gonna be at 8. Okay. And I might change it up a little bit because I don't want people to wait there all day. So I might do like more groups and do it differently.
Okay, so stay tuned for information possibly coming about that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just as long as the 2-wheel drives are last.
Oh, here we go. That didn't take very long. 8 minutes into the show.
I think it's great. The shot off the bow. It's all good. I think that the spec trucks are always going to be the fastest, and they should start in front. It's definitely one of those things that we should do. They should qualify first on the non-rutted course and be able to charge it, and then talk about getting the fastest qualifying position. I love it. I'm all in. I've been here a long time. I'm gonna be here when all these spec drivers are all gone too. Just saying. So you guys keep on pissing and moaning. Cameron's still here laughing at your ass. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm loving it. I think it's been great. Jose G, you guys have been making it fun. Whatever order you run them in, however you make it go, it'll all be decided by Baja. By the time we get to race mile 300, a lot of people will be scratching a hole in their head, wondering why they're not in the front of the pack. It's just the way it goes, and I know that a lot of people have a tendency to be really worried about qualifying. I get it. It's part of it. We're just going to go out and have fun with it. We're looking forward to it. So let's talk about this amazing race course. Now, Jose G and Nate and everybody involved, I wanted to say it's cool to see some classics, cool to see some locations that are on the course. For those of us that have been around for a minute, we recognize those Ohos Negros, El Alamo, Reforma, Viti, Mike's. I mean, those are just some classic names in our racing group. Santo Domingo Wash and the coastal route, as we talked about already. This course has a little bit of everything for everyone, I would say.
Yeah, and it also on when you see the map, it looks the same because Baja's the same pretty much. But you'll be surprised again when you come down and pre-run it. There's gonna be some sections that a lot of people have never done before.
That's cool. Yeah, new stuff's always fun. There you go.
We love new sections. It's all fun. We love that when you throw us some curveballs. Fish, I got a question for Nate that came in to me. Will BFG be sending out the file to their teams or members? When does that happen is the question I got.
Yeah, so we always wait until Score sends out the files. So as soon as Score releases the files, then we send them out shortly after.
Okay, sounds great. There's the answer for you. Thank you for that question out there. Looking at the obviously we're going to run out the highway, leaving the ceremonial start. Everybody, please be calm, cool, and collected. Obviously, speed limit in there. Jose G, do you want to talk a little bit about that run out to Rancho Nelson?
Yeah, it's a ceremonial start. It's a mandatory ceremonial start, and we just do a little distance of full speed just for the TV, and it looks pretty cool for the locals. But once you're like we direct you to the correct side of the street, by that point, it's not even a speed zone. You're gonna go straight to Nelson Ranch doing stop signs. I mean, you're a normal citizen. That's why this year we gave everyone like an hour, like 15 minutes more than last time. So there's plenty of time to get there. Like Fitch was saying, they can stop, get fuel. You can get a ticket if you run a light. I mean, you're a normal citizen, not a Mexican citizen, but you're a normal citizen. So do your stops, do your stoplights, and just go slowly to Nelson Ranch. The race, even though it's mandatory, your race hasn't started yet, and you have plenty of time to get there.
Yeah, you see this little square right here that says timing. That's where your race actually starts. So you have 15 miles you can see right here until your race actually starts. So you don't need a race to get there.
I was going to say, actually, one of the coolest things is to be able to race here in Baja. So take it very easy on the highway. Make sure that everybody uses cooler heads, and that goes for a lot of different things. The race is the race. So when you're on the race course, inside timing, okay, but still pay attention, be smart, respectful, and safety first. As I said, timing is going to start at Rancho Nelson. It's cool that they have us in here on their property. A little bit of short coursey style, some jumps. Definitely pay attention and don't be surprised if there's a ledge on the side at different times. You guys just chuckle. No comment, just chuckle. So that's going to get us started. We're going to get out onto what I would call a very traditional race course. For me, there's a couple sharp curves out there. You guys got to pay attention. You'll see, I see a danger mark there. You guys remember that the race course is full of dangers. You guys have to figure out where they are. That's why there's open pre-running. Let's talk about the pre-running for this segment, Jose G. When is that allowed?
Only on Friday. On Friday, right before the race.
And it's
Okay.
outbound only, correct? No inbound. You can't come back in and pre-run it coming back in.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, cool. So same as it always is, but if you guys are new and this is your first race, you're only allowed to run it towards Ohos. You cannot go to Ohos and run it back in. So when your pre-run gets to Ohos on the way back in, as soon as you get right here, you're done and turn around in town here.
Absolutely. That's going to bring you out to Ojos Negros farming community. There's lots of people here, everybody. This is going to be your first race area. It is at a speed zone, so you will be in controlled speed. You're going to make a left and go down onto the graded road in the middle of town. There is a fence there for pre-running. Remember, any fence you guys come to pre-running, you should be putting back up. Jose G, I'm assuming there's signs everywhere stating that.
Yes.
Speed zone through Ojos Negros, cross Highway 3, over what is the traditional Ojos, used to be a jump, now it's at speed, and you can see the end of speed zone here. Anything different in the Ojos Negros area, Jose G? Anything you need to point out? Or Nate, sorry, you were dark there for a second. I didn't see you in there in the layer.
No, I did not run this part, so I'm not sure, but I doubt anything's changed.
No, nothing changed. It's all the same.
And worth mentioning that all my commentary is just like we said, opinion, but no one has pre-ran the race from the racer standpoint. So today is my first day seeing this file, and no, I have not seen the race course. We've been doing a good job getting off that graded road at different times. I know we're going to use it a little bit here and there, but this, what is the east side of it, has been a pretty successful area for us to race in. It seems like it's developed into some fun race course with some big holes and some challenging sections along the way. Nate?
Senor Nate,
Yeah,
you know it.
yeah.
I know you didn't pre-run it, but yeah,
It's you guys like to tear that all up when you're pre-running, so it's makes it a lot of fun on race day.
for
Well,
sure.
here,
And you guys,
let's touch on this while we're looking at this right here. So once again, just for everybody in case it's their first time, the VCPs that have a number after them, what is the distance, Jose, that you have to be within them?
40 feet.
And then if it has a letter, like you see
no,
on this
the
side,
number.
Sorry, the numbered ones are 120 feet. The lettered ones are 40 feet.
okay, so 120 feet if it's a number VCP, like right here, VCP 19, 120 feet, but coming back in VCP L, you have to be within 40 feet of a letter.
Yeah, and I'll do my best to get the forbidden lines on Friday, so that people have them when they start pre-running. And it's very obvious why we have those BCPs. If there's a good road a few meters away, we don't want you on that exactly that one. We know you're very close to the main road, but of course, that's going to be off limits. So don't even try it.
You know,
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah. There's it's crazy to me that some people think that it's okay to do stuff like that. Just, we're guests in another country, in someone's backyard. These roads don't go to nowhere. Every one of these roads goes someplace, even most all of the race course. So be aware for oncoming traffic, be aware for livestock, be aware for almost anything over rise, over around the corner. Pre-running, people are out there doing their everyday life and everyday work. So please be aware of that. This is going to race us all through this area.
Hey, Cam, just to jump on that too before you move on. Also, please close the gates after you go through. A lot of these farmers have animals and stuff that they're trying to keep in, so please close the gates while you're pre-running as well.
Especially the ones in Europe, man. I know they'll drive you crazy because there's like 30 of them. But yeah, you have to close them. There's cattle. That won't be a problem for race day, but that's one of the conditions that the people love, why they let us run. They just tell us close the gates, and usually a few days before the race, all the ranchers are going to be super pissed that guys just opened the gate, left it open, and if someone just drops it, like usually bike guys will, they'll just do the the thing and they'll fall, and then everyone will just run over it and destroy it. That's super disrespectful, and it gives us so much problems like you have no clue.
Respect is a two-way street. If you want to be able to race down there, you guys need to take care of the places that we're racing. Through one of the ranchos here, you'll see we're gonna head out down this wash area, and I have not really seen this, so as we zoom out and take a look, this is gonna head us down towards one of those historical areas of the race, Tres Hermanos. And I haven't seen the name of this wash. Can you pronounce that for me, Jose G?
La Rajadura.
And that's going to take us down this wash section and alongside the side of the hills as we start to climb this summit. And this is a pretty area race course. It's definitely basically one line up the side of the mountain. But what an interesting place to be able to race your car. Any idea what the summit what the elevation is?
Yeah, it says 4,000 feet there.
It does?
Yeah, down on the bottom. You might not be able to see it there. It's kind of small.
Ah, got it. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually called La Biznaga.
Nice.
That's
And
not how I would pronounce that, so that's good to know.
I think I would have been pretty close on that. So this is the traditional area. Some of these roads that exist out here, there was a lot of mining in the past in this area. We're coming towards the area of El Alamo, which of course was a huge mining community back in the days. Racing through the mountains on some two tracks, some graded road, big bushes, big dropaways. That's going to bring you down here towards the area of El Alamo. What's the story with El Alamo nowadays, Jose G? Are they still working out there? Are they still mining?
Very, very little. It's kind of sad every time we go through there. It's turning into a ghost town. There's one guy that's still hungry because someone stole his backpack with his lunch. But yeah, it's becoming a ghost town. You don't see people there anymore. The mine, I haven't seen any action recently, so I mean, hopefully it picks up again.
I hear you. That's going to jump us on to what's traditionally one of those big graded roads. Remember, it's not straight all the way. That's a good tip right there.
Yeah, there's a couple of good spots there.
Watch out for any possible rain ruts. How have you guys been seeing rain damage? Obviously, we had a little bit of busy February and some March rain. How does it look down there as far as rain ruts go?
Nah, it's all the same. It's pretty dry. I mean, the only major rain ruts you're gonna see are the ones past Mike's. But actually, Claudia from Leon from Mike's, she's getting some work done and fixing a little bit up past Mike. So hopefully that'll make it easier for some of like the most smaller classes.
Yeah, we'll get to that adventure shortly. I see here, this looks like a deviation or change from what I would consider the norm. At VCP 47, we're going to turn off of the El Alamo Road, cross what looks like some maybe old fields, and junction into a different spot crossing Highway 3.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever done that. I heard from Mark Burnett today that I think in the 90s the score might have done it, but I don't have any knowledge of that. I think it's the first time that we've done it, and it's fun. And then once you cross the highway, it takes you to a wash that we have used like twice, and it's super fun.
Do you know what the kilometer is right here where you pop out by chance?
And Nate must have it there in his notes. I don't have my notes with me right now.
Because it's not kilometer 77, like kind of traditional.
No, we're past that. Yeah, we're not. There's not even room to pit there. So if people want to pit in there that area, going at kilometer like 80, where it does that loop, that's a perfect spot for pitting.
Okay, yeah, and one other thing, notice, remember, guys, when you get on the highway here, you're going to go left this time. Most of the time when you get on the highway in this area, you're going right? So that's a little bit different. You're going to turn the opposite direction this time.
Yeah, no room for pitting. It's really a very short distance.
Yeah.
And that's going to take us into some zigzags, some washes you talked about, some stuff we've been in a couple times. A cool little area to race in, and that's going to take us into an area we've been racing in, of course, this ranchers area where we've had the zigzags, and if I'm not mistaken, he's built a couple jumps towards the northern part of that section if they still exist.
Yeah, that's Rancho La Vuelta, and the whole reason for that, the guy's super cool, and he wants people to pit there, and he's actually making like lots, and he's gonna sell lots for racers, and yeah, he has a pretty cool idea, and he's gonna do it. So that's like I said, that's the best place in the area right there to do some pitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super
beware.
easy to get in there, right? From the highway, no problem getting in that road, even with trailers or whatever.
Yeah, it's flat and wide. It's like kilometer 80 or something. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's going to take you to this northern section, this loop here. Couple right turns, head back down. This is a busy section of race course as we start getting out to the outlying areas. As we get through VCP 64 and start heading away from the farm fields and getting into the zigzags of these hills around Cerro Coco, I call it, for my navigator, Cody Stewart. Cerro Coco there. That's the big Cerro is the old Cody, and now the little Cerro there is the new Cody.
The new Cody.
That's going to get us across a road down here, come into these sections. Now, this has been fun. Now, how do you choose this, Jose G? Because this is obviously, we're going to run down the section down from 74 towards 75 is more of where we used to traditionally come in. How do you choose the sections here, just out of curiosity? It looks to me like you're changing directions, changing different routes that you're using, mixing them up quite a bit.
Oh, well,
You must have a spider web
Yeah.
full of GPS plots, and you just choose from them.
No. Well, yeah, yes and no. What usually I have like a general idea on what I want to do new and which way I want to go. I didn't want to do any desert because I think it's gonna be really hot. So I do like the general idea, and then I figured out how many miles I'm short. This time I was short like 30 something miles, and but I just left it like that. So I should play around a little bit to make it close to what it should be.
And this is in the outskirts of Santa Catarina. There are people that live out there, so be aware there is a big concrete road in the vicinity. At some point, we'll cross that, or we're cross behind it. We're behind it.
Yeah, we're way behind it.
Okay. There is actually mission ruins there somewhere. I went to look for them one time, and I could find the area, but could not find any actual visible ruins. That's a look at Santa Catarina. Oh, there it says right there.
Yep.
In the Santa Catarina. Maybe I was looking in the wrong spot.
Probably.
I just
And
see
hey Cam, just to go back a little bit, since
Yeah.
you guys asked about that K marker where you cross the highway, that's at K83. So
Okay.
yeah, past K77, but it's K83 where they cross the highway at that speed zone 2.
Okay. Yeah. So right here is kilometer 83. And then do you have the one you turn in on if you want to turn into pit? Do you know what that one is right there?
80.
80? Okay. There you go. All right.
And again, if anybody has any questions, you can text Fish or myself or Nate or Jose G, and you can obviously, those of you watching live on Facebook, you guys can post your questions right in the chat, and we'll get to them. VCP 90 crosses a access road or a dirt road, and that gets us into this wash, El Tule Wash is what it says. Now, this is somewhere we've been racing since the 80s in some parts of this. It looks like you've ran it a little differently there, out of the wash, back down to the wash, Jose G or Nate.
Yeah. That we actually have a longer section in the wash. We drop into the wash. I think we did it only once before, and we cross. There's a fence it's open now in Rancho Las Vaquitas, and then you're in the wash, and then we take you out to take you off the wash to the left. It's really fun, and we came up to a fence, so we had to go back down to the wash, and we left it like that because I liked it. It was fun and a bit different.
This
Yeah.
section here. Yeah.
Different is good. Different's fun. That's going to take us, keep moving southbound. VCP 100 comes in, and this is going to move us back, if we can open up just a little bit. Trying to get my bearings of where I am.
There's the highway here.
We are getting, well, we're kind of outside of Independencia at this point. You can see coming down. Some of this is traditional. Is there a new section down to the south here, Jose G?
Once you're, well, it did change a little bit once you passed Catarina.
Yeah.
A bunch of new fences. So we actually stayed. All right. Well, back in the day, we used to race a lot behind Catarina on the wide graded road.
Yeah.
So we have a section of that, and that takes you to the cattle guard at Sonora. So yeah, it's different than what we've been doing, but I think this course is fast and it's really fun.
Fast and fun. Nuevo Junction, another legendary name we talked about. We're gonna head southbound towards the goat trail. That is Reforma. Is there access to the race course in that area, Nate?
Yeah.
It's like right
Yep.
here, probably is one, right? Yeah.
That looks like maybe the Hamu Road.
Yeah,
Did I
that's
say that correctly?
the other access is at Las Minitas, right before the goat trail.
Copy. And
There you go.
okay. So there's a couple different places in there, Nate, where you can access.
Yes.
Copy.
Those will
Yeah,
be
and
on
with the
those will be
I
on the
apologize.
BFG file, but Cam
Yeah,
won't.
I apologize for not having the BFG file. Jose and Roto threw me a few twists today, so but the files that get sent out to the registered pit people will have all the access roads on there.
on tomorrow.
So again, if you're hunting for access roads, remember those are somebody's roads. Be respectful. Is there any place they shouldn't be going in there, Jose G or Nate, when you see those roads that are headed out that direction?
There's a couple where sometimes the ranchers will set up down by the highway and try to charge going in. Usually it's like $5 or $10 or something like that. But
Yeah. Besides that, there's no restrictions. The ones that are on the BFG books, those are good. They're open and they're easy to get to.
That's going to bring us down to one of those sections you see fabled in the videos, the goat trail. Take it easy. There is a cliff on the side as you get closer to the highway. You're going to merge onto the highway there, speed zone, and that's going to bring you into Valle Trinidad. Services in Valle Trinidad, I haven't been there in the last few months. Any update, any changes, Jose G?
Yeah, well, same as always. There's only one hotel that is new, somewhat new, and we just stayed there yesterday night, and it's pretty decent. So you have a little more options than before now. So.
Yeah, and the gas station down in town usually has premium, if I recall right. Yeah.
And there's some tacos around down there.
Yes. Good taco stand there.
BFG Pit 1 along the highway. I can see we've passed race mile 125. What race mile is this, Nate?
127.3-ish, 37, I think.
Copy. Remember, while we're talking about it, no pits on the highway, and make sure you're off in a safe location. Any other pit directions?
On the right-hand side of the highway. You cannot pit on the left-hand side of the highway.
Copy. Cannot go across the highway to pit. You got to stay in the same direction side.
I believe it's a DQ if you pit on the wrong side of the highway.
Yes, it is, and it only takes someone to send us a video that we know 100% that it happened, and it's automatic.
Hey, I think it's better. State the rules, make the DQs if that's what's got to happen.
Yeah, I mean, this section you have what was that, miles to pit on the right hand side. There's
you have like
plenty of room.
Find the place to pit, and we know that it happens. Sometimes people seem that it's easier to do it on the other side, but they have no clue what they can do. I mean, it's so dangerous. We've had accidents in the past, so we're not allowing it.
Perfect.
Copy. That's going to end the speed zone, and you're going to make the right past the sign that says Rancho Mike. And this is, again, one of those traditional Baja 500 race course sections. As
I got
you,
one. Oh, hold on. I got one question for the corner here. What is the rule if you're on someone's bumper coming into this right-hand turn right here? When are you allowed to pass that car in front of you, Jose G?
Okay, so before the speed zone end is 100 feet before the speed zone ends, you can't pass.
Okay. So you cannot pass on the highway. Can you pass as soon as you get in the dirt right here before the speed zone ends, if it's more than 100 feet?
It well, no, because it's 100 feet before the speed zone ends.
Okay.
So
So if,
it,
can you
it,
pass 50 feet
dirt,
before it ends?
it after it ends, you can pass. You have the races on, but 100 feet before the speed zone ends, so you have that distance of 100 feet, you cannot pass. So
Okay.
that makes that turn safer.
I thought you
Perfect.
couldn't pass in a speed zone.
You could if the other car is limping and it's going like you can pass as long as you don't go over the speed limit. If it's in a straightaway and if it's safe. So if it's in a turn and even, I don't care if the other vehicle is going 1 mile per hour and if it's a blind turn, then it's if it's not permitted by the highway patrol, then it's not legal and it's not safe.
But 100 feet before a speed zone ends, you're not allowed to pass no matter
Yeah,
what. Doesn't matter how slow they're going, you're not allowed to pass.
that is correct.
Okay, perfect. We just wanted to clarify that for that corner right there.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, I think we're good. So we're
Okay.
you gotta wait till it ends. No passing until it ends right there.
Oh gosh, this is an area that can see lots of traffic. Now remember, there can be traffic coming out of Mike's Sky Ranch. Basically, this race course is going up most of the exact way people go to Mike's Sky Ranch. It is a tourist destination. At times, it's very remote. Be aware, the people that work up there. If no one's staying up there, there's still people working up there. This is one of those areas. Don't drive like an asshat. Uh, drive like your family lives in this area.
I think every time I've personally pre-ran or been up this road, I have always had at least one car coming the other way on the pre-run. At least one. I've never gone up there and not been passed by someone coming the other way.
There's
Fact.
also a bunch of horses and cows. They were there yesterday, so just expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
Baja decides. That's going to take us up to Rancho Mike, a little bit further up, I think. Or where did we pass there? It is Mike's Sky Ranch. There's really no access to Mike's Sky Ranch other than the race course. So just beware of that.
How's the water there right now, Jose? Have you been there recently? How much water is in the creek crossing?
I did it yesterday. Not a lot of water. There's two places actually where it's running right now. Since it got wider, it's shallow. It's not so deep as it was before. But it's cold. You want to know that it's cold.
Did you swim or did you just splash it?
Just splashed it, and Nate knows I don't like cold water, so I tried going slow, but it didn't work.
I'm sure there will be a camera there for the live show. So if you guys want to see who goes across the water the coolest, you'll be on camera most likely when you go across the water there. It's just
Oh yeah.
cold.
This is going to take us out through Mike's Sky Ranch. For those of you that don't know, Mike was a longtime Baja racer, part of the family. His family still runs that. You were mentioning his, I think it is his granddaughter.
Yeah.
The original Mike.
Yeah. Mike Leon used to race. I think on like a 1600, then an Isuzu truck, and he was with Javi Tiznado. I mean, they're legends. And then Mike Jr. ran it for a long time, and now Claudia, which is Mike Jr.'s daughter, she's ahead of it and doing a great job.
Leaving Rancho Mike's, it gets you into some pretty interesting territory. Gets remote. This isn't something that normal people are driving on. I can guarantee you that if you haven't seen the cliff edge, leaving not far after Mike's, just be aware there is a very tight technical road, right? That's what we're racing through, Jose G.
Oh yeah. You if you're driving up, it's not a big deal, but your co-driver tends to be a little bit tense. 'Cause he's looking,
There's a little pucker factor there.
oh yeah, I can't imagine how. Well, you're a good driver, but Cody probably was looking down.
Now, if you do have a problem in that section, you need to drive it really smart because if you have a problem, you're going to have a lot of racers behind you that are going to become very frustrated with you. And there's only one spot for your truck to go to get out of the way, and that's usually down the cliff. And once you get a few people behind you, you know, it might just get pushed off the side there. So try to drive that section very smart and smooth.
That sounds so ruthless. Fish.
I was just imagining that could happen.
It can
sometime.
happen, and there's a big possibility that people will like help you off the road. And
Yeah, they just want to help you.
And the only way it's to the left, and your car's not going to be in good shape after that.
Dang. Baja racing gnarly. So this VCP 131 is gonna it turns you off, or is that the right VCP where it turns you off what is the traditional road and you start heading towards the La Jolla Ranch?
VCP, VCP 131's where they turn left, straight goes to the El Coyote.
Which one of these turns is Nate's turn?
Oh,
we don't need to talk about that.
What
I'm
did
not a
we
racer.
miss? Let's talk about it.
It was in the
I'm not a
comments.
racer.
Somebody, Cody Stewart put it in the comments. Ask about Nate's turn.
okay. Well,
Oh,
hey, I was there, and let me tell you something. It was a really sharp straightaway.
Oh, the bench racing has officially begun.
Mr. Cliffhanger lost a little bit of talent there, but he's good now. He was.
Did you get a picture, Jose G? Can you send it to Fish to post?
No, because when it happened, actually only Frank and Nate were in the truck, and Senor Cody and I went to rescue them. So no, didn't take a picture.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. You don't want to tell us which turn it was, Nate? Is it on this course?
I can tell you exactly where it was, but it wasn't.
Look for the straightest line in that area, and that's the turn that I had.
And that's the dangers of not paying attention, Nate. We try to tell you.
I was paying attention to the scenery. It was beautiful up there.
It's hard to beat.
Happened when when you're leaving Mike's, you're going up the hill. There's a few options on the uphill, and then when they all come in, it's like 100 feet after that.
Okay.
Straight.
That one.
Straight by the rain ruts.
Remember, the word is straight.
Straight.
So we're gonna race past what is the old runway for Mike's Sky Ranch and up towards the La Jolla Ranch. For those of you who don't know, Mike's Sky Ranch started as a fly-in ranch for hunting back in the days. I'm not sure when, but I know Mike's Sky Ranch. Hold on, I do know when. In 2018, Mike's Sky Ranch turned 50 when we were doing the BFGoodrich 50 Best of Baja, Nate. That was part of something I remember from that. This looks like the area of the old airfield, race mile 160. I can't be sure. I've never landed on it, so I'm just speculating. But it looks like a pretty big open area there. There's some tricky stuff up here in the mountains, everybody. We raced this in this same direction maybe 3 years ago, Jose G?
2021, right?
We did it a couple of years ago, and it's really the only direction that you can do it. Because going down to Rancho La Jolla, I mean, it's super steep. I would never do it going up. So,
especially not with trophy truck drivers.
No, of course not.
So that's gonna take us high. Oh, I see. We got a GPS marker, highest point at 4,900 feet. So we get some elevation up there, and just one of those remote sections where trying to go fast could be your enemy. This here, you're coming down into, this is the La Jolla Ranch, just past race mile 165. Always friendly, always waving when we go by there. At least that's my experience. And we are on their access road leaving the ranch, correct, Jose G?
Yeah, correct. The owner is Soren Meling. He's a family of the Meling Ranch and the Coyote Ranch. They're all super nice guys, but exactly what you just said, that's the only road that goes in and out of his ranch. So when pre-running, just really, really be careful.
Yeah. Is this the spot that sometimes they have gas for sale when you're pre-running too? Do you know, Jose, or am I thinking of a different spot?
I don't know. Probably, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I would count on that, but that
No.
is their access road all the way to the highway is their access road. Please be respectful. This is a paved road that goes to the San Pedro Martir, one of the 4 national parks in Baja, known as the Observatory. Mount Diablo is up on the mountain here, the highest peak in all of Baja at 10,100 and change. Not a factor for the race, but that's the highway that you're crossing there.
Lots of chase crews will be in at this spot right here, I would assume, right? This is the easiest place for a chase crew to see you after Mike's, basically.
Yep. Yeah, and there's some spots there for pitting also. Not a lot.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a Raptor spot more than like a full trailer spot, huh?
That's gonna start sending you out into what I would consider this Baja 500's never never. It's gonna get remote. Of course, all of the racing is remote, but this is we're gonna start getting out to the mountains. It's gonna get rugged. It's gonna get tricky. And I'll ask either Nate or Jose G, have you guys been on this section? And when was the last time it saw a tractor of any kind? Is it pretty passable, pretty straightforward, or is there some
It-
trickery?
I did it twice in the last month, at least twice, and once you cross the observatory road, you're on a ledge that we've never done before. It's kind of overgrown. Then once you drop down, there's like a hairpin turn. It's a wide road. There's a bunch of turns, and it's kind of slippery. I mean, if you're going too fast and if a vehicle's coming and you have to get on the brakes, you're going to lose control. So watch out pre-running. But it's flat. It's actually in very good condition. The whole thing is.
Nice. Well, it's good to hear. It's fun to be racing out. Looks like we're going to cross this big wash up here at VCP 152. Bayadareis wash.
Yeah, Bayadareis. That's called Bayadareis watch, and it takes you to Rancho Santa Cruz. And after that, the wash has a lot of water. So you're going to be racing in water for a while, and it has a lot of water. So it's going to be interesting.
So it's
Interesting.
go ahead, Fish.
I just said I like that he says it's going to be interesting.
You think he builds the courses on purpose for interesting?
Oh, of course I would. I got to have some entertainment, right?
Hey, we're not racing, right? So
Yeah.
If you zoom out, Fish, one thing you can point out about this entire mountain section, there's a few different colors that you'll see on the Google Earth. And a lot of times, my dad always taught me when I was younger, when you see the color change of the terrain, you're looking for a change of what the terrain's going to do. But there's quite a few different colorways out here. It's pretty interesting, the way it looks from Google Earth, actually.
Yeah, if someone does have a problem out here, is there any way to get to them besides waiting and coming down the course, Jose? Or are they pretty much that's the only way to get in anywhere out here?
it depends on where they are. There's an access that sometimes it's a race course behind Meling Ranch, but that's past that. No, and there's 2 ways to get down to Santa Cruz and Bayadares. Both are behind Melings. So I mean but anyhow, I think you end up going depending on where you break, but you'll be getting on the race course.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have a problem here, your chase crew is going to have to wait until the race is pretty much over and everyone's gone until they can go down the access road that takes you on the race course to get to you. So really, everyone's got to drive smart and hope you don't have a problem in this section.
Right. We talk about it, right? I think we talked about it earlier that there's sections that racing fast can really cost you. And making a mistake in this area would be a tough one to fix, so to speak. But that's going to run us down through these mountains, Santa Cruz Wash, bringing us down to this is the same wash we crossed more easterly, if I'm not mistaken. I see the name the same. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it looks like the same, just farther down.
Yep. And we're on more traditional two-track roads in here, Jose G.
Yeah, definitely. That's and we've done that a few times before,
Do
and
we
but
do we
it's very good conditions.
yeah, do we get on that the road with the poles?
No, we don't. We once you drop down into close to them, and then you go up the mountains to the right. So you are not on that road.
Copy. But I don't know about the rest of you racers, but I'm the guy that has like these weird landmarks that I can remember. And so that's how I attribute each part of the race course. I have those landmarks to remember. Sometimes I spit them out here on the shows, but after traipsing around Baja for 50 almost years, it becomes habit. This is going to bring us down now. If I'm not mistaken, it was back in maybe 2000 and I want to say 3 or 5 where we try to go up this hill out of the Santo Domingo wash. We're coming down now, but this was a pretty good adventure and still is a pretty good adventure coming down.
Yeah, it's I mean it's not hard to go up that one. There's another one. If you follow the wash, there's one that I would think it would be more of a challenge to actually climb it. I've done it going down, but I can see it being a problem if we use it going up.
Copy. Yeah, well, we're coming down this section and just pay attention as you're heading down towards Santo Domingo Wash. The Mission Trail did exist in this area, passing Mission Santo Domingo there, and there is people that live in this area, populated. I know that SCORE keeps us down in the wash, so just remember there still can be people down in the wash there. So a good area. Worth noting that there will be a lot. I capitalize that. Tons of spectators in this area.
Yeah, Cameron. So now that we're exactly in that area, you leave the wash. That's called Peña Colorada. Okay, so when you get to checkpoint one, just a little bit ahead of that, it's there's like a mountain bike track there. I was just notified that they're gonna have an event this Sunday, so I'm gonna get on it and post something that when people are gonna be pre-running, and just to if they can avoid pre-running that section after checkpoint one only on Sunday, it would be awesome because there's gonna be a lot of people and it's gonna be a big mountain bike event. So I just heard about that.
Okay. And then check one, if you guys are looking at this map, the blue line here is the sportsman shortcut, right? So the sportsman classes will go out on this blue line and cut across over to the coast side here, right? That's going to be class 11 too, or are they doing the whole course? Or do we not know yet?
Yeah, it's all the sportsman classes and usually class 11. If we have like a 7S or more limited classes, if they all get together and decide they want to take the cut, we're all good as long as everyone in the class is good for it. Then and they can skip that loop that it's kind of rough.
Okay.
And just a heads up, that whole sportsman cut is a speed zone.
Okay.
Good note, Nate.
37 mile an hour because it stays on the main road. And so for safety reasons, just keep it at 37 and just know that there's probably going to be a bunch of people on that road.
Yeah. Do you know approximately what mile that mountain bike event is at, Jose G, or like what mile do you not want people to do? You said
Zoom
from
in and past past
oh, right here probably on this
yes,
mountain bike thing.
zoom in a little bit more and you'll see it. It's called the track is called Cascabeles. So keep going a little bit on the course, the other way, a little bit more. There you can see a lot of tracks and right there. That's where they're
Okay. So really just don't do from check one to like, where would they hop back on? Just kind of after that a little ways or something?
there's one access, but I would just skip from check one to San Quintin on Sunday.
This Sunday, just this Sunday.
Just this Sunday, yeah.
Okay. All right. Good information.
I'm sure they'll all listen so well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This loop gets out into the remote mountains once again, right when you think you've got to some civilization there at the Santo Domingo Wash. You get a bonus. Looks like it's about 30 miles, Jose G, back out into the mountains again. I didn't get to see the course mile markers, but it's a substantial loop back into nothingness.
Yeah, and nothingness and no access roads, and most of it is only wide enough for one vehicle. So just be really careful. Once you drop down to San Quintin, and this is a special note, you'll see that we did it differently this time because there's some strawberry fields and things like that they had us reroute the course how we usually do it. And so it's a big speed zone because you're actually going to be running where between houses and really close to town, exactly that area. So this is the first time we do it. And of course, we are going to ask the racers that when they go pre-running to actually pre-run slow as if they were doing it at the 37 miles per hour or even slower.
Here's a great theory. If there's a speed zone during the race, there's a good reason for it. So slow down and pre-run slower than the speed zone. Is that wrong?
That's correct. Now, good luck getting everybody to do
that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a speed zone all the way to where BFG Pit 2 is. Nate, what mile is that at? And then the speed zone ends right after BFG Pit 2.
Right past it. It ends right before you drop down into the San Quintin Wash.
Perfect.
Just
237.4 basically.
Just in Nate's defense, it is 9 + 1 o'clock where Nate lives, just so we all know. Those of us on the West Coast are still hanging in the sun. You can't see because I have my background screen from Trail Emissions a few years ago at a secret spot we won't tell you about. But it's a beautiful afternoon here, Nate, in Southern California. I'm sure the same in Baja, Jose G.
It's beautiful right now here in Colonet. So
it's beautiful here in Greenville, South Carolina. It's just dark.
Copy. So now after the pit, we're gonna drop. Are we dropping down into the channel, or are we running adjacent to the channel, Jose G?
Oh, in the middle. We're running on the wash, and we go underneath the bridge.
Yeah. So we're gonna go underneath Highway 1, which is the Trans-Peninsula Highway that takes you from TJ Ensenada to Cabo San Lucas. And we'll go under the highway there. And this is a flood control channel for the area. And that's going to take us down to this area where there are some salt flats. There will be people working down here. There are some campos. You make a left out of the wash, do a loop around. That's going to bring you back up to this section that is right alongside and through the salt flats.
They usually have there's a jump or two built through here. Is that going to be the case, you think, Jose? Have you seen them building anything yet?
Where was it?
So somewhere around here, isn't there usually a jump? Maybe even in this section right up here. Usually like a big jump that the locals will build. It's usually kind of nice, actually.
Yeah. Of course, we're doing the jump again. That's where the locals get together. The last race, the mayor of San Quintin had a big event there, and they were that was their party, watching the vehicles jump, and so I expect a lot of people there.
Yeah,
VCP 235 is the jump.
That's what I thought. I thought it was right here somewhere. Yeah, so perfect. Right in here, there's usually a decent jump. There's a lot of people around.
We put a VCP on it, so you have to jump.
Oh, perfect.
Well, you have to go maybe over it, but you don't have to jump.
Well, the spec trucks are going to jump it for sure. They're not going to slow down for it.
They're amazing. The spec trucks are absolutely amazing. Yeah. So anyway, that's going to bring us down along the backside of this dune, running through there. You can see the VCPs. This will be a populated area. This road comes right from the middle of town. Is that Villa Zaragoza? But anyway, we'll jump right near the ocean until we get to VCP 241, and we're going around the back of the wash. And looks like some tide pool photos there. And that's going to bring us out to this section at VCP 245. Which one of you Hot Rods pre-ran this one.
Oh, we both did.
And this is
The
the beach rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the famous rocks. Normally we're going the other direction on these rocks most of the time, right?
Well, we don't run on the rocks because of we usually do a field more inland. But hey, why not?
Hey, I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
And
why wouldn't you take them through the cobblestone torture test? I just want to point out that this section is ever changing. I could be mistaken, but I believe that you see the white on the left side of the race course there. Are those bags of rocks?
Probably, there's always people there picking the rocks, and they take them to like Home Depot or something. But anyway, yeah, it's not bad actually. The rocks are not that they're not loose right now. Wait until we destroy it for a weekend or for a week or more. But just take a bunch of spare calipers because you know how it is when one of those rocks gets inside your wheel, it just turns and breaks your caliper off. So
It's pretty amazing the damage one rock up
yeah,
inside can do to your vehicle. But these are all
and it's super narrow as well. So if you drop your left-hand tires off the side of that, you're going to be having some fun.
yeah, and it's deceiving too because it looks like there's multiple lines, but there is a fence in there somewhere.
yeah,
You
you're
guys
running
got
on the fence,
running right alongside a fence.
very close to it.
VCP 246 right turn. That's going to take you up and away from the beach. This is a housing community called Costa Brava. There's speed zone in here, of course. Take it easy, be respectful. Lots of ranches, lots of farms,
Yeah,
lots
and
of
Cameron,
action.
if you notice there, we are going straight. We're not making you drop down and all that stuff. We're keeping you on the main road, and it's a longer speed zone than before because there's a bunch of new fences going down towards the water, and so now we had to stay on the main road. So please respect the speed zone pre-running. Also, actually, one of the owners is right here waiting for me, looking at me like really mean. So I don't know what that's gonna be, but just be respectful and pre-run that section slow.
He's probably going to tell you there's some hot rod and a UTV up there
I'm
today.
sure he didn't bring strawberries for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's some amazing strawberries in that area. This is going to bring you along the bluffs. Nate was mentioning that the edge to the rock drop off was steep. This cliff along here, as we head into Cameloo, is definitely steep and sharp. So heads up, you're going to jump back away from the ocean. This VCP 254 is near the dip where you saw a couple cars roll over in that kicker dip. Lots and lots of spectators in this area. Heads up. Skirt just the outskirts of town from Cameloo. The infamous Pirate Bar is here. Going past right there. Yep.
Yep. There it is.
There it is. You can get food service there on most days. That's going to start a traditional run up the coast. Looks like we're on kind of that traditional race course. There are some giant washouts in here. I'm sure where the arroyos go through, they're all still there, right, Jose G? Nothing's changed. No bridges have been built.
Yeah, everything's good.
You'll hear many of us call this area shipwrecks. There's not a ship there anymore, but there was a freighter that was running around in this area years ago. It has deteriorated. Saltwater and the ocean have claimed it back. This is Cuatro Casas. Small community there. These roads are busy. I would expect anybody that's out pre-running on this coming weekend. You said pre-running opens this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Be aware. Campers, locals, lots of people, beach activities. Heads up. That's going to bring you past the Colonet Wash up onto the mesa. There are some different areas in there. How did that look up on top of the mesa as far as fences, ditches, stuff like that, Jose G?
Everything is exactly the same. Thank God there's no new fences in that area. So there's no surprises, and thank God there was no cattle, I think, today, because usually there's hundreds of cattle there, and didn't see any today.
Yeah,
I just did that today, so
Cool.
be aware. That's actually, for those of you that don't know the area, that is Colonet area. That's where Jose G is at right now. He just finished working in that area. so on the race course. So this is the area he was just in as we're heading towards dark. This is going to bring you down to the Johnson Ranch four-way.
No, it crosses San Antonio del Mar road, but then you go up to the mountains and come back to Colonet and drop down into the wash and do.
We call that at VCP 277. We call that the Johnson Ranch four-way, right? That's going across the San Antonio del Mar road.
Yeah, that's San Antonio del Mar actually.
Yeah, and so this routing up through the hills, this is different than we've been doing recently.
Yeah.
And back to where you were, we dropped down into Colonet. But now in this area, we come right up alongside Highway 1. Do we actually get on the highway?
No, you're running right next to it, and the speed zone ends when you get to the bridge. So you drop down into the wash, and as soon as you're about to make that left, that's where the speed zone ends.
Yeah, so then you're full speed up the wash through here.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of people and spectators through here always, so be real careful through here.
Yep. And then this loop, I believe we used this did we use this at the Baja 400 last year? I didn't drive this section, but
yeah, we did. This is the second time we run it.
My super brain, Cody Stewart, said that that's part of what Josh ran last year when we were racing together.
Yeah.
Then we're going to come back down to the race mile 315. That's where the corral is. Sometimes we go under the bridge, but we're actually on the highway here, turning off at the Salon Social.
Yeah, that's great. And there's a big wall now. It's a little bit different. So just be careful. Don't hit it. Of course, you drop down into the corral. Then we run behind the cemetery.
I, for one, really appreciate that change racing behind the cemetery. The road used to go right through the cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Score found a way to go around. I think that's cool. That's going to head out into the hills. Now, this is a section that we have been running off and on over the years. When was the last time we were actually on this part of race course dropping down this hill at VCP 301? There's a lot of big coastal agave out here, by the way.
Yeah, we did it, I think, 2 years ago. But the important note right now is that when you drop down into Johnson Ranch, there's some farming going on, and it's like specialties. So it's like golden summer squash, green summer, and all kinds of like zucchini. So it's the dust is gonna kill them. So that's why we're gonna put up a lot of like pre-run slow signs up there for the race. It's gonna be watered, but please be very respectful in that area. When you zoom into it, you'll see how we went around the field. And
which spot was that at? VCP? Do you know?
Yeah, 303 there, or 302
here. Yeah.
You zoom in, that whole thing, that's all farming. It's all the way to the canyon. There's like specialty squashes and things like that. So don't get us in trouble, and pre-run slow, please.
Take it easy. The hill climb, you see that's a VCP, lettered VCP.
Yeah.
So watch your tolerance on that.
They obviously don't want you on the main road right here, so do not use the main road. Use the marked course over here.
And what is that VCP? Does that say I?
Yeah, I.
Okay. This again, Score has been doing a great job getting us off those main busy roads a lot of the time. This is this very traditional race course. I call it the red whoops. The dirt is a red color, and it's really kind of crappy. I can't even remember the last time there was a tractor on it. Jose G, can you remember? Has there ever been a tractor on it?
No, I mean I started racing in '94 and it was already beat up. So I don't know. It's just getting wider and more lines, but it's still as rough as always.
If you go back just a little bit, Austin, there's going to be a right turn here at VCP 309. That's going to turn you on to the Serosola Road. That's a big graded road that's maintained every couple years. Really watch for traffic on this. Right there, rock on left. I always tease Cody. There's somewhere, oh no, it's further up. There's a rock that's like maybe 30 feet high. I always tease Cody. Make sure you mark that rock.
It's after There used to be a gate there. You drop down, there's a gate, and then the huge rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is known as the Serosola Road, I think named for the little Cerro top that's out there by the beach. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And it brings you into the backside of San Vicente, a big farming community. We're going to run on the outskirts. Beware crossing these big roads. There's potentially people going back and forth to their farms. That's going to take you on off the back hill by the pipe road, I call it. There's always seems to be a pipe sticking up there as we get into the Arendia wash. Can you, for the 5,000th time, Jose G, tell me how to say Arendia properly?
Erendira.
Okay.
Erendira.
Again, you guys, when you're pre-running, ladies and gentlemen, respect. Take it easy.
Yeah, this spot is bad right here because there's a couple corners right here where the bushes are blocking this road, and there's always accidents here. Just even before race, just normal. There's traffic coming across. You can see all these houses right here. See all these houses? The only way in is to go across this road right here. So really be careful at VCP 30 and 31, like these little roads right here. There's always cars going.
There's like 6 different places where a crossing can happen at least, if
Yeah.
not more. So please, you get into that big wash. It's not time to haul ass. You see back there that VCP as well. Just take
we
it
tried to put VCPs at all the major crossings just so that we're crossing in the same place at all the major ones to try to make
This
sure it's
one
not spread out too far. So if you see a VCP in that wash, just know that's probably a major road crossing.
Well, what Fish is talking about right here at that road crossing is there's bushes that are taller than the car in some cases.
Yeah.
You can't see what's coming. So just, take it easy. I stop at all those road crossings just to make sure. I know a lot of people think I'm overly cautious, but you gotta be smart out there.
Well,
That's
pre-running for sure. Pre-running.
what I'm talking about, pre-running.
Yeah.
Then down to the Pacific Ocean or close to it, onto the farming fields on the back here. You can see the ocean in the shot there. A couple people asked if we're going to race the rocks in Arendia. No, we're going to race the rocks down by the Santo Domingo Wash in Costa Brava, which we just featured. This is one point I want to point out right here. Race mile 350, this corner VCP where you turn hard left onto the highway, up a little higher.
It's speed zone.
Speed zone. I know it's a speed zone. This is all speed zone. This left turn right here, I point it out every time. See the car? You can't see that car until he's right on top of you because there's a block wall there. So just slow down. There could be bicycles, people. This is their main thoroughfare paved road that you're turning left onto. So take it easy. All speed zone BFG pit 3. Sorry, BFG pit 3 right on the coast. Beautiful spot, Nate. Can be a little dusty there.
Yeah, it's a little dusty for sure, but it's a nice area, and it's like race mile 351-ish. And yeah, it's a good spot, and it takes you right into the finish from there pretty good. So but yeah, they love the scenery before the race starts, but then once you guys start blowing by, it does definitely get a little dusty.
I think in our lifetime, Jose G, that it's likely that the road will have to shift to behind the houses because I think that's eventually going to disappear into the Pacific Ocean someday.
Oh yeah, and it's getting there, especially when you turn off the pavement. That's narrower than before. A chunk of the wall that it's already down in
Oh, it's gone. Oh, wow. Yeah, so just be aware you're running right alongside about a 50-foot cliff through here. It is a speed zone. Try not to make a donkey out of yourself or anybody else. Through the fishing area, where they launched the pongas, and that's going to take you up past Coyote Cows. You have to stay on the race course. The speed zones, Jose G, are just like it's a one long VCP.
Yeah.
This is Coyote Cows. Rick and Ta own that. Great friends of ours, great friends of the community. I haven't been up there this year, but it's usually a cool place you can stop in and check it out. Racing the Coast, we're so fortunate to be able to do this. So beautiful, so amazing, so many spots that you'd never be able to do that in the world, and we're doing it in Baja, and the people love it. The fans are there. This is Calavera Beach. Jose G, any instructions in this area?
No, I mean we left it open. If people want to go up the hill, take the shortcut, it's all good. Pre-running, just like you said, there's gonna always a lot of surfers going down, a lot of locals, especially now that the road was we just did it. We just graded the whole thing from Santo Tomas to Erendira. So you'll see the road that you're gonna go on and go fast. Don't do it. It's in really, really good shape, and we have to fix it again after the race. So just be careful.
And there are some tight turns on this road. Be careful, you guys. But yes, it's a frequently traveled road. There are lots of surfers, people, campers, people going out to Punta San Jose. When you get up to this, not here, this is a little bit more rocky. This is obviously a well-traveled road as well. But the big road coming up. This part here, Jose G, you guys graded?
Yeah, everything.
Wow.
Yeah. When it's really rocky, you can't. I mean, even with the bulldozer, you just have to lift the blade because there's no dirt. So you actually create a bigger problem. But everything else is just flat out perfect right now.
Right on. This is the road to Santo Tomas. Again,
Lots of traffic, like you said, lots of traffic.
Lots of traffic. The over under on cars during a pass through there is 6.
Yeah.
I always wonder if we'll see 6 or more. We always see some. So
And they're always on a turn.
Yeah.
it is pretty wild how they're always on the turn and they can and sometimes be on the wrong side of the road.
There's no side.
What's that?
In those roads, that's what they're going to tell you. There's no wrong side. It's a wide graded road, but they're in the middle.
Yeah. They're running the people that live there and people that go out there all the time are running the smoothest line for their cars.
Oh yeah.
They're not driving on big tires and pre-runners. So heads up. That brings you down into Santo Tomas, another area with a mission location, ruins, not much to see. Onto Highway 1. Believe it or not, you're racing on their biggest highway.
Right before you drop down into the town, we slow you down to 37, exactly in the same spot as we've done all the time. So you go through town at 37 miles per hour, and as soon as you hit the highway, as soon as you make the left, it goes up to 60 miles per hour.
Okay.
Copy that. And that's on to Highway 1 for a bit. Remember, be respectful. These people could be driving to Cabo San Lucas or wherever. Just they're not out pre-running or racing. Just take it easy. This is one of my favorite stops, Acambaro, the family that owns this, Juan, Marlon, Juanito. There is a great lunch here, breakfast, some services, no fuel, but they're great people. They love the races. So stop by, say hi.
And then same thing here. It looks like Jose is short 37 just when you drop in right there.
Yeah, and Cameron knows it better than anyone else what can happen there. There's just people just go wild and they can cross the road with an ice chest and fall in front of you. I mean, just things can happen. So
I think we were running second at the Baja 1000, maybe third, and we were coming in there late at night. And there's a lady on the downside I couldn't see down, and she was hiking up with an ice chest on the race course. So expect the unexpected.
Oh yeah. Anyone else? It's not because you're here with us, but anyone else that was just paying a little bit less attention would have been like really bad.
Yeah.
But that road's also going to be in really good shape. We just fixed it also, so the rain ruts, most of them are gone, but it could be dustier and probably more silt beds. But anyway, it'll be interesting and it'll be a little bit different.
The fresh grade brings the fresh dust. This is the Europan area. There's going to be a bunch of gates. This is where Jose G was talking about. This is the backside of the farms, accesses. You got to shut the gates. It gets quite a bit more rugged and interesting as you start heading towards race mile 400. These are the traditional, like, man, I can't believe we have to do this at race mile 400.
But it's not as rough anymore. It's like I said, we just fixed it. It's nicer. I mean, I don't know, but how to explain it, because that's my least favorite part of the whole course before, and now it wasn't so painful. I don't know what Nate thought, because Nate has walked that from Ojos Negros to European before, but he drove it now, and I think it was pretty good.
with
Wow.
with a concussion. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Did you tip something over out there, Nate?
I did not. This was early in my
Co-driver.
experiences.
Yeah.
Well, it's always the co-driver's fault, so it was obviously Nate's fault.
It was on his side. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was in the middle, so I wasn't driving, and we're not gonna throw Frank D'Angelo under the bus. But yeah,
One time we were out there racing in 2007. We were in our buggy, in our 12 car. We were on 3 cylinders, broke a rocker arm, and there's a hill we call Cody's Hill. Is a drop down in the canyon, then a hard right, so no run at it, and you had to go up through those rocks where we were talking about. And I was driving, he was pushing with some other guys that were broken down there, and Cody had to run that entire hill at least a mile and a half to get to where I stopped the race car, is what I would guess. So we call it Cody's Hill. Sorry, Cody, I know you're listening.
good thing that he's all in shape now, and
Yeah.
not a problem anymore.
This is fun in here. You guys, the way this was changed to stay off the road to Tres Hermanos and looping down around through here. It's got silt beds, sometimes some washes, some G-outs on the downside. Then you go up and you start going the other way, and there's some big rollers in there. Be very careful. Well, be very careful everywhere. This brings you back in where you start paralleling. You're north to Tres Hermanos. You're headed towards, you're going to get on the graded road for a little bit, then get back off of it. Be respectful. And that says end of pre-run, which means you stay on the graded road and go into town. Jose G, when does this section open, if at all, for pre-running?
It will be on Friday also, and for the rest of the days, like you just said, so you have to drive out on the normal road, which is the it's not the race course coming in. It's just for outbound and inbound. That's an access road. So go slow. We've had accidents like on the 90-degree turns there, going towards El Mezcal while pre-running in the day. I mean, it's I don't know what people are doing, but why go fast when you know there's people that just finished pre-running? They're gonna go out. You're coming in, so it's an access road. It's wide enough for 3 vehicles. So just be really, really careful there.
Yeah, so right here on Friday, if people are ending their pre-run, people are coming in slowly to start the pre-run, because that's the only day you can do that section, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Copy. And that's going to take you through some glorious rocky terrain as you get further along in here. Mountainous.
Beautiful ranch, beautiful property.
Yeah,
it's
I wish
beautiful.
that ranch owner would do something about his trails through there.
I've never been a huge fan of it, but I like it. It's a good challenge at the end or the beginning of the race. So it's an interesting place to be racing at. There is a shooting range out there still. Is that active, Jose?
Not active anymore.
Copy. Yeah. One time, a long, long time ago, I had to come out of those hills, and there was a shooting range. I was like, uh-oh, I'm in the wrong spot.
There's a lot of shooting going on everywhere, so don't you might
Right.
get
So comforting. Yeah, tough. Yeah. Pay attention to your surroundings, do your own research, opinion-based fun show we're giving you here. It's rocky and tough in this section. That's
Yeah,
what
you can see you can see the rocks on here. Look at that. Just looking at the Google Earth, you can see the rocks. Yeah.
We can see the upheaval of the plates or the mountains or whatever. Just this little drop down into this canyon. That gate, is a gate still there that's open, the narrow one?
Yep, it's still there.
Slow down. Don't catch the car on that. But and that's going to take you back to these hills. One of the more interesting things I see when I see this race course, not just running, we're going to race past the pasture there. Super famous dip there that you see a lot of racers go through. This is a technical section. Lots of people. We're going to cross the road in the speed zone here, crossing across Highway 3 again. This hill climb right here, I haven't gone up this hill in a while. I have gone off of it on my dirt bike on that turn there. Had to get some help back on, thanks to Mikey Childress. But how's this hill climb look coming out of this canyon?
No better and no worse than before.
Samesies. Good times. Well, that's going to race us back down on to the inbound race course. There is no pre-running inbound ever on this, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
So
that
even on Friday, you got to end right here.
when
right?
you get to that spot, pretty much you have to exit.
Copy. And for race day only, you will be going inbound the same you came outbound, but there is no
Correct.
pre-running that direction. How do we do?
Good.
Any questions, Fish, that we need to address?
No, so just so you come back in obviously, and then the finish is at the same place the start was. So the timing finishes at Rancho Nelson.
Yep. And once you finish, I mean, it's same thing. Drive back to town slowly. Respect the locals, the traffic stops, the traffic lights, just everything. Don't get in trouble, and then go in and celebrate. I mean, it's gonna be a
And
really fun.
and to be clear on that, G, you do, even though the timing ends at Nelson, you still need to go across the ramp at the finish line in Ensenada in order to get an official finish.
That is correct.
So one question on that, just to clarify, because I know some people just did this at Nora, Travis Clark. If you are broken and you get to the finish, but then you can't make it to the
You go into the ocean,
yeah, but
or what? Didn't understand the question.
I didn't know we were going to take a minute to talk about Travis Clark.
I was waiting. I missed it on the ocean spot, so I just had to get it in there real quick. So my question is, if you make it to the finish at Rancho Nelson and your car is like hammered and you're like dragging it and it can barely go, you can barely get anywhere, are you allowed to put it on a trailer at Rancho Nelson and trailer it to the ceremonial finish, get it off the trailer and go across the ramp in town? Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So as long as you go across the finish line in Rancho Nelson under your own power, you can put it on a trailer to safely get it through town to the finish.
Yeah. You can put it on a strap or whatever, but
Okay.
you have to get to the ceremonial finish also.
Okay, perfect. I just want to clarify that because that's perfect.
And I would recommend not to deviate away from the course that we laid out for you, because there's going to be police on the major crossings and things like that. So it's faster and safer for you to get to you don't get lost or stop. But you can stop and get tacos or a beer or whatever. But anyway, I would recommend go straight to the finish and then celebrate.
Perfect.
100%. It's plenty of time for jacking around after you get across the official finish line.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
the official time was again
18.
18 hours. And that's from the time you start the race, not from when the first car goes off the line. So 18.
No. Every competitor has 18 hours to finish. So even though the finish line could still be open because we're waiting for the last vehicles to come in, your time might have been, you're probably already timed out. So people think that if it's open, that they can still finish. And what if it's, I don't know, a trophy truck? Well, we're waiting for class 11s or the last vehicles. So there's different, the finish line closes at different times for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. So 18 hours from when you started is when you're done. Yeah.
Correct.
Cool.
so.
All right.
I think the best message everybody can take away from this is you've got some info, go do some research, make a good plan. Tell your chase people not to speed on the highway. Anybody driving at night on the highway, don't have your light bars on, your race lights. Be respectful. And just don't be a donkey. Go out there and have some fun and be safe and enjoy it. And, the people will be out there, the fans, spectators, pre-running and racing. The roads can have traffic, pre-running and racing. So be smart.
Yep. I think that pretty much covers the whole course. Jose, did you have anything else that we missed that you needed to tell everybody?
No, just like what Cameron said, just be smart. Hopefully that point does get across. Don't be a donkey, like Cameron said. The speed zones, I mean, you said it perfectly. The speed zones are there for a reason. And so just respect that and just be heads up always. Expect the unexpected, be safe, and we'll see you at the start and the finish line.
That's the idea for sure. Thank you, Nate Hunt. Any closing thoughts?
No, I think it's an an awesome course. I think it's going to be a really fun race. And, it technically starts when pre-running opens. So be careful while you're down there, chase Cruz especially, and have a blast. I can't wait for it. I'm ready to go down now.
You should want to get some sleep first, Nate, and then go. You look a little tired.
Yeah, sorry we kept you up late, Nate.
Oh, it's not late. It's only 10:30.
So you're getting ready to go to the office in the morning now.
Yeah. Am I still at the office?
Too funny. Right on. Thanks, Jose G, for coming in. It's not a lot of race series that get to have the director, the president, the kingpin talking about the race course and all the trimmings live on a call on a Zoom that everybody can tune in on and get some information and figure out how to best make their plan. So we herald that effort. And again, BFG, thank you for providing the race course on GPS for everybody and working on laying out a course for us.
Yeah, no, the other thing, there's some good payback up this race that will be paid back to everybody. There's Fox has some payback up again.
Yeah.
BFG always does, but Fox has 25 grand up to the overall winner. So there you go. And then BFG, Nate, I don't mean to throw you under the bus. Do you know exactly what they have for this race?
No, it's posted. It's posted on the contingency on the score website. I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, I should have looked it up a second ago, but I just thought about it. So all good.
Well, we're only doing like a bunch of things trying to get this out there so people can look up the contingency. But thank you to all the partners. We're a Fox partner. We're stoked to have that contingency and stoked to have BFGoodrich paying the athletes. And I know Score has their own payout as well. It's always appreciated getting that check. We got a check from San Felipe for the 2-wheel drive class win. And everybody's, another transmission service or whatever it is, right? We're all just a bunch of junkies trying to pay for our habits. For some of us, it's a job. For some, it's a hobby. But it's definitely an honor to be able to be down there racing in Baja.
Jose, do you know, did the spec truck winner get more payback or the 2-wheel drive trophy truck from San Felipe? I was just curious. I don't know. Do you know?
I would guess the spec truck would get more money because they have more entries, if I'm not mistaken. We had 22 entries, I think, in the 2-wheel drive trophy truck class. The check for the Desert Assassin.
It not really, Cameron. What happens is that it depends on the number of entries. So let's say if in a small class, if we only have 5 entries, everything goes to first place. If you have 10 entries, then you have first and second. So it keeps going like that. So sometimes when you get more entries, it just means that more people get money back.
Oh, that's cool. I think it's fun. I think you can come up with some interesting ways to pay people back, but it's great that there is a prize pool, great that there is contingency, great that there are sponsors for some of us. I happen to be a paid race car driver. So it's awesome to be able to do all those things. Actually, paid marketing guy, really.
Well, hold on. I got one other thing real quick, Cameron. I just noticed this. I was looking at the entry list real quick. Look, if I pull this up real quick, check this out. So on the entry list, what do we see down here at the bottom?
Oh, yeah. Roger Norman in the house.
Roger Norman is entered in the 2-wheel drive trophy truck class. That means you have some more competition there, Cameron.
That's awesome. I know Roger's done some racing in the UTVs as of late. Roger is a Baja 1000 overall champion. I want to say 2008, but his numbers, I think it was 2008 with Larry Rossler, right? They teamed up for Peninsula Run win. So yeah, it's great to have him back racing, and we'll hope to see more entries and more fun along the way.
Cool.
Wait,
all right.
He's stoked to be back.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, Roger. Stoked to have you.
Cool. All right. Well, I think
is that going to do it?
I think so.
Be safe, be smart, don't do stupid things. If you think it's a bad idea, it probably is. And I think for this episode of Fishgistics for Baja 1500 preview show, I'm still looking forward to the 1000, and we just talked about it. But this preview show, pretty good dive deep with some good people here. So I had a great time being here. Thank you guys for the fun. Go out, do your research, have some fun, and be safe, make good decisions, and have a great Baja 500. That's going to do it for this episode of Fishgistics.
See you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.